You know, a couple of the directors that you worked with were very into the improvisation, like LaCava, Gregory LaCava.
Oh, that was unfortunate. Well, I like Greg. I did a picture with Leo McCarey, The Awful Truth. I don't know how much time you have here. Can
As much as time as you have, yeah.
I was under contract to Harry Cohn, and the studio manager called me and he said, Mr. Cohn is sending over to you a script by motorcycle of The Awful Truth. He wants you to read it, and for the part of the Englishman, but it's not going to be an Englishman. I said, well, why should I read it? And he said, I don't know, that's what Mr. Cohn told me. So the script came over, and as you probably know, it was taken from a stage play, and the part of the Englishman, which had been played on the stage by Roland Young, was a very, very amusing part as an Englishman. I wouldn't attempt to play an Englishman. Well, time went by, and Mary McCall Jr. called. She was a very popular and talented and in-demand writer. And she said, Ralph, are we good friends? I said, yeah. She said, I'm at Columbia trying to make a Westerner out of an Englishman and The Awful Truth. Would you come over and talk to me? So I said, sure. So we talked, and we got nowhere. I think we talked about maybe making an entrance down a fire escape in a window or something, which never was in the script, never materialized. Time passed. Dwight Taylor, son of Laurette Taylor, who was also a friend of mine, called, and he said, Ralph, you're a friend of mine. I'm trying to make a Westerner out of an Englishman in Columbia. And I said, oh, are you working with Mary McCall Jr.? He said, no, I'm on it alone. And he said, would you come over and talk to me? So I went over and I talked to Dwight, and we got nowhere. I went to a cocktail party a couple of weeks later, and Dorothy Parker and Alan Campbell were there, whom I had known. And Dottie said, isn't it wonderful, we're going to work together? And I said, really, what are we going to do? She said, The Awful Truth. And I said, oh, you're doing The Awful Truth? They said, yes, we're getting a wonderful story out of it. So time passed, and word came from the studio manager on a Friday, come to the studio Monday morning to do The Awful Truth. And I said, where's the script? And he said, I don't know. Leo McCary's going to direct it, and he's got it. So I said, what clothes shall I bring? What kind of a character is it? And he said, I don't know. He said, just bring a lot of clothes. So Monday morning, I came in an odd jacket and trousers and arms full of clothes. And Leo McCary, who was a dazzling little fellow with sparkling eyes, always grinning, came forward and said, good morning. And I said, they didn't tell me anything about this part. I don't know what I'm playing. And they didn't tell me what to wear. I brought a lot of clothes. He said, what have you got on? I said, an odd jacket and trousers that I came to the studio. And he said, it's just what I want. So I put the clothes down. He said, can you sing? I said, I can't get from one note to another. He said, oh, that's just what I want. And I said, this is a Western fellow from Oklahoma, and he's in New York with his mother. Got a Western accent. And he said, Irene's over there at the piano, and the camera is set up. He said, do you know the words to Home on the Range? I said, yeah, but I can't sing it. I can't sing. And he said, that's what I want. That's just what I want. He said, come on over here. So I went over, and Irene was trying to play Home on the Range. She was saying, Leo, I can never get this because I don't read well, and I don't know what's going to come out. He said, it's fine, it's just what I want. He said, you play it, and Ralph, you sing it. And you're a Western fellow, charming fellow, kind of a little goofy, and just belt it out. So she played, and she was picking it out from the sheet music, and I was bellowing it out, and finished, and it was dead silence. Nobody said cut. And finally, I looked up. McCary was literally under the camera on the floor, dying laughing. He said, cut it, print it. And that was the first thing we did. That was in the picture. At the end of the day, nobody knew exactly where we were going. There was no script. We all tried to get out of it. Cary Grant offered to do another picture at less money, or 2 pictures for one, or cost of one or something, and Irene said, I can't do this, let me out of it. And I said to Harry, I don't know what I'm doing here, and I don't know where we're going with it. I don't know what the story is. Harry said, leave it to McCAREY. I have turned it over to him. Well, he would come in each morning, often with a piece of brown wrapping paper. And he'd say now, and he would die laughing telling us this, he'd say, you come in over there, and you come in that door, and I'll run the dog through here or something. I'm just making this up. And there's a ring at the front door, or whatever. Well, this is the way, the next 2 or 3 days, we did this thing. But we realized after the 2 or 3 days that he knew what he was going to do. There never was a script. They recorded what we shot, which became the script. And it turned out to be a very successful picture. But now to your question, right after that, Greg LaCava had about half a story and a big cast. Irene Dunn was in that too. I've forgotten what it was called.
Lady in a Jam.
Huh?
Lady in a Jam.
Lady in a Jam, yeah. We went on location to Phoenix, Arizona. And we shot a couple of things that didn't make a lot of sense. And we were told not to pay too much attention to the script. And we hung around Phoenix for 2 or 3 weeks doing nothing while Greg LaCava and his assistant were trying to make sense out of this script. He was trying to do what Leo McCAREY had done with The Awful Truth, but didn't come out.
We
That's a lot of talk. I'm sorry to have taken so much time. You can cut
great.
that out.